the appliance is likely not operating correctly because the voltage converter lacks sufficient power. The appliance requires a specific amount of power to function correctly, and the converter is not rated to provide that amount of power. Power is calculated by multiplying voltage by current. In this case, the appliance requires 3.1 amps at 115 volts. Therefore, multiplying 3.1 amps by 115 volts gives a result of 354.5 watts. The voltage converter is only rated for 100 watts. Therefore, the voltage converter is unable to supply the appliance with the power it needs to run normally. The buzzing sound is most likely the appliance attempting to draw more power than the converter can provide. This situation can potentially damage both the appliance and the converter, and could even pose a fire hazard. To resolve this, a voltage converter must be selected with a power rating that is greater than the power requirements of the appliance. Firstly, verify the voltage and current requirements of the appliance, which can usually be found on a label located on the appliance itself. Secondly, calculate the power requirements by multiplying the voltage and current ratings. Thirdly, choose a voltage converter with a power rating in watts that exceeds the calculated power requirements of the appliance. It is generally advisable to select a converter with a power rating that is significantly higher than the appliance's requirements to provide a safety margin and ensure reliable operation. For example, a converter rated for 500 watts or more would be a suitable choice in this instance. Using an undersized voltage converter can lead to several problems. Firstly, the appliance may not function correctly as it is not receiving the necessary power. Secondly, the voltage converter may overheat, which could damage the converter itself or create a fire hazard. Thirdly, the appliance may be damaged if it is forced to operate with insufficient power. Therefore, it is crucial to use a voltage converter that is properly rated for the appliance being used. Always consult the manufacturer's instructions for both the appliance and the voltage converter to ensure safe and proper operation. It is also important to ensure that the voltage converter is compatible with the type of outlet being used. Some voltage converters may require a specific type of outlet or adapter. Always use a properly grounded outlet and avoid using extension cords if possible. If an extension cord is necessary, use a heavy-duty extension cord that is rated for the power requirements of the appliance. When selecting a voltage converter, consider the following factors. Firstly, the power rating in watts, as discussed above. Secondly, the input and output voltage. Ensure that the converter is designed to convert the input voltage from a power source, such as 240 volts, to the output voltage required by the appliance, such as 115 volts. Thirdly, the type of plug and outlet. Ensure that the converter has the correct type of plug for the power source and the correct type of outlet for the appliance. Fourthly, the safety features. Look for a converter that has built-in safety features such as overload protection and short-circuit protection. These features can help to protect the appliance and the converter from damage. Fifthly, the brand and quality. Choose a voltage converter from a reputable brand and ensure that it is made from high-quality materials. A well-made converter will be more reliable and last longer. In addition to using a properly rated voltage converter, there are a few other things to keep in mind when using appliances with different voltage requirements. Firstly, never attempt to bypass the voltage converter by plugging the appliance directly into the power source. This could damage the appliance and create a fire hazard. Secondly, be aware that some appliances may not be compatible with voltage converters. Some appliances, such as those with electronic circuits, may be sensitive to changes in voltage and frequency and may not function correctly even with a voltage converter. Thirdly, if you are unsure whether an appliance is compatible with a voltage converter, consult the manufacturer's instructions or contact the manufacturer directly. In summary, the loud buzzing noise and the appliance's failure to operate normally indicate that the voltage converter being used is not powerful enough to meet the appliance's power requirements. The appliance requires 354.5 watts of power, while the converter is only rated for 100 watts. A voltage converter with a power rating of at least 354.5 watts, and preferably higher, is necessary to ensure safe and effective operation of the appliance. Always prioritize safety and consult the manufacturer's instructions for both the appliance and the voltage converter.